Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today we're going to be doing something very special. We are going to be reacting to every single ending song from the anime series, which originally was a manga called Chainsaw Man. Now, this is not a manga that I've ever read. I don't really actually read manga or watch anime like that, but I do know roughly what the story is about. And to my knowledge, Chainsaw Man is about a character named Denji who miraculously has this ability to convert any and all of the different parts of his body into chainsaws, which by itself is a insane concept, but super interesting. And with this ability, he goes out and decides to, fight crime, fight monsters, and make the world a safer, better place with this insane ability. So it sounds like a very interesting show, and I'd be very interested to hear the music from such a show because anime music is actually very good. I was kind of surprised to go down the anime rabbit holes that I have done, very kind of cursorily so far, but we're going to deep dive further. So if you guys are into anime openings and endings and just anime music in general, hit that subscribe button. There's more to come in the near future. But for this one, I'm excited to check these out. And before we jump in, a massive thank you goes to Amy, whose generous support made this reaction possible. Thank you so much. All right, now let's jump in. And the way we're going to do this is the only way that I can see is logical to me, because I'm going to forget if we have 12 different songs, is to assign. So we're going to listen to all of them in order, 1 through 12, and assign ratings. And if I have a few notes here and there, I'll add them in real time. All right, let's do this. Let's start with number 1 here. This is including Vondi, the Japanese guitar superstar. Let's go. Love the tone. Oh, that's a good chorus. Ooh. That's cool. That's cool. I really like that walk down. I originally wrote chromatic walk down because I thought it was a chromatic just da 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 da, but it's actually just minor intervals. So there's a walk down there. I really like that. Like, this anime music is very short and sweet. So when you get to hear the chorus, you kind of just hear it back to back to back. I think we heard it 3 times, so back to 3 back. That was good. I want to give it a modest rating right now because we have to have room to explore and expand. Let's see. I'm going to give it a 7.2. Let's go with 7.2. And these are all out of 10, guys. And I'm subject to change my ratings. It is a possibility. Let's say like this happens to be the best ending of all of the ones we hear. Then I guess naturally this would have to be rating 10 out of these, unless you want to treat it more absolutely than across the episodes. Yeah, let's do a combination of that. So these will be relative to one another, but also in a sort of absolute sense. 7.2. Okay, let's check out the second one here. I will not be able to read some of these titles, so I'm just going to stick with the numbers if that's all right with y'all. Okay, let's check this out. Oh, immediately the bass. The animation style looks different here. A little bit. Whoa. It's a bit funky underneath, but the notes are very, like, hard to hear. They're in the mix though. It's actually more pleasant. Ooh, I like this section a lot. Okay. I am realizing that this is going to be insanely hard to give ratings to all of these. I hope you guys don't hate me if I rate one endings of your preference one way or the other. I feel like this one, I would prefer the first one to the second one, so naturally the rating has to be somewhat lower, but I feel like we already started in a sort of modest range. I think anything above 5, like, depends on how you view the 1 to 10 scale. Usually 5 is like average, but if it's a uniform distribution, then it's deciles, right? The top 10% would be 9 ratings and above. The top 20% would be 8, 9, and I guess 9 and 10, right? So if it's 5, it's like median, but you could also view it as a normal distribution where the majority of songs in general are going to lie on the normal. I haven't thought of which one I'm choosing. I think I'm going to choose a mixture and go based on feel to produce a quantitative number here. So for this one, we will go with, I believe it is in the 7 still. No, actually 6.9. I think it's still a 6 tier, but very close to 7. Okay. Yeah, but that bass definitely brought me over. That won this one a lot of points. All right, let's check out the third one. Hopefully I have these all in the right order. There we go. Ooh. Chunkier bass. This sounds like the chanting in the movie Incantation. This is heavy. Dude, what? I'm sorry? What is this? How is this possible? We hear the bass creeping up again. Are you kidding? What a complete vibe change in that one. Like, I kind of want to hear that like big transition again. That's just so jarring. That like glitchy screamo part kind of reminds me of a band called The Devil Wears Prada, and specifically there's a song called Termination, and in one of the breakdowns there is a super glitchy screamo combo. I would recommend that band to anybody just because I love metalcore, and this reminded me of that. This is in the higher... this is my favorite one so far. I think I will give this an 8.3. 8.3. It wouldn't be in the mid-8s. Only reason is because it was such a jarring switch from the screamo to the soft vocal section. The ending where they blended them together, kind of nice. I think that brought it back up again. But I think for how jarring of a difference it was, I would have almost preferred they go even heavier and deeper into the beginning part. That's just my opinion, though. Still, 8.3 is super solid. Wow, these are getting progressively crazier. Let's see what comes next. Got number 4 here, Tubo. Bruh. So he's got the devil horns, and going from the immediate screamo into the like electronic bouncy. Let's hear it again. That is so unexpected. I love I'm trying to formulate this thought now. I love how like quick these transitions were for these like blasts of energy. We'll call it, love the blasts of energy here. This one was a nice one. I really like the melody here. I think out of the 4 so far in terms of melody, this one was probably my favorite, then followed by the first ending we heard. That's why I actually updated my score, if you saw that. I like a nice melody. That always will win points in my book. I would say this is still in the 7s though, so I will probably rate it a... Oh, do I have to rate the first one higher then? I would probably actually rate this a 7.4 and even bump up 1 to 7.7. Yeah, again, this is a dynamic list. You're watching my thought process in real time. Also, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but I highly encourage you to also come up with your ratings as well in real time. It would be fun to put it in the comments and you get to read each other's ratings. I love numbers like that. This is fun. All right, this is the 5th one now. Chainsaw Man ending number 5.
ちょっと待ってやっぱ良くないって明日も続く地獄だね出口がない一体見つからないんだけどあなたなんか知ってる思えば出会いは単純だった狐の酒を食らったように玉がクラクラクラしたそして目が合った一瞬の進行と引き換えに一生と心臓を渡すのさ永遠続くファンと
目覚めた時あの9時になっていたジャンクで汚れたこの声でうるせえガイアを黙らせるあんたがとやかく言わずともこちら側が殴り込んでやる邪悪な輩と蔑んだ奴らの思考の外に出る愛だかなんだか知らねえが望み通り深く落ちてやるんだたどり着いたぜあんたのせいだけを追ってこの呪縛と束縛のかれてやるからちょっと待ってやっぱまたループ Like the back room 箱から出口はない実際まだ出れないんだけどあなたなんか知ってる
That I think you guys might be surprised by my rating here. I think you might be very surprised by my rating here. Yeah. That song is, like, for how short it is actually almost a perfect song in my mind. I think the ending, you lost like 0.2 there because I feel like it's a little flat of an ending compared to the entire building that we heard, because we started kind of, I wouldn't say melancholy, but we started low and we ramped up, and every single addition to the instrumentation helped form the narrative even more. And when I expected these like rapid changes from section to section like we've kind of experienced in some of the earlier endings, when I didn't get that, I was actually able to maintain the good feeling I was getting from the beginning and expand on it in a way that made sense. And it's not to say that songs with like jarring differences from section to section don't make sense, but you have to make them make sense. And sometimes they are a little too wild. 5 is my favorite thus far. I don't know what to expect, right? I haven't heard these before, but maybe you guys weren't expecting this to be the favorite thus far. Yeah, 5 and then 3 and then 1. Those are my top 3 so far. Now we have number 6, Canaria. Also, I keep seeing this pop up in my recommended. Let me go back. Silent Planet Terminal. This is an amazing song. I super encourage you to go check it out. That's a girthy bullet. What? It's veiny. See, that one's an interesting one. That one's interesting. I think I'm going to struggle with this one because that song to me deserves 3 more minutes. So I have to, how can I judge this? Because I am judging it on the minute and a half that I'm given. I have to assume that that's the entirety of the song. I cannot make ratings based on a romanticized version of the song, right? That would be unfair. What I think is this song has a lot of potential for sure. In its current state, it's missing a few dynamic elements that would make it, I think, pop even harder. Let me compare it to my previous ratings here. I think this gets bumped up to 8.5 so that I can give this a solid 8.2 because I don't think it's in the 7s. I don't think it's in the 7s. I think because of the potential, even though I'm not waiting the future romanticized version of this track or the full-length version, I still think a standalone, it's an 8. The nasally vocals aren't my preference here, but there are some intricate like melodies that are really deep in the mix that make the movement of this track sound not fully dynamic, but adds like unique like notes of whatever. I'm not like a wine sommelier, but you know, all of those guys who know their wines, right? Like say like Napa Valley, whatever. They know their wines and they're like, oh, there's a note of oak. There's a an oaky afterbirth. What is the thing in The Office that he says? 8.2. That's the rating it gets. And it looks like now we are at the halfway point. So that will be the moment where I ask you all to subscribe. And if you're enjoying the reaction and would like to request one yourself, hit the link in the description box down below. That's the best way to support my channel. All right, now we're on number 7. Oh, see, look at that. Handy dandy subscribe message. Okay, number 7, let's check this one out. This one is called Ano. Wow. Huh. That one was by far the most different, I think, out of all of these that we've heard so far. Different is good sometimes, it's bad other times. In this context, I'm rating these things absolutely, I guess also relatively. But for me, I don't prefer the childlike vocals. Like, to me, that immediately sticks out and kind of, in a sense, like takes me out of it because I don't really listen to like kids' music that much, and to me that feels like kids music. So for me, this is all subjective, I will give this a 4.2. So this would be a below average rating, but for what it does, if I was in the mindset of like I enjoy like childlike vocals, let's say, I would probably give this maybe like a 6.6. I think that's like a fair enough rating. Again, I would love to read your own ratings in the comments down below, so take mine with a grain of salt. Let's check out number 8 here. First Death. Also, I just wanted to say something. It is really cool that this anime, all of these episodes have different endings and different songs associated with them. It's not just the same regurgitated soundtrack over and over again. They're actually giving the music life. It itself tells the story. So I don't know, maybe episode 7 involves like the Denji character protecting like children, and that makes a lot of sense given what it sounds like. Anyways, let's check out number 8.
Don't see how to get, but give me the
Oh, that is an interesting one. I think the highlight for me is going to be those guitar strum spam that I wrote. Because otherwise, this song doesn't have that much melody going for it, especially in comparison to some of the other ones that we've heard, which isn't inherently a problem. I just think of melody a lot because that's one of my favorite, let's say, ingredients in songwriting and music. So to me, this probably goes in the sevens somewhere. Where it goes, I think I'll make that decision relative to what we've already rated. 7.4, 7.7. Wow, so I think this one gets bumped up even higher. 7.8, this one gets a 7.5, so that 8 gets a 7.1. Yeah, I'm not sure I can give it much higher than that. It's not a straight 7. It's a little better. I really like that guitar strum spam. And those high vocals there too. I think that's what sets it apart from a 7.0 versus 7.1. There are these beautiful moments that make the song more unique than it otherwise might be. Because I get kind of lost in this like technical rhythmic section, especially when there's like songs that are just that. Yeah, I think I'll have to like reformulate my thoughts on this one a little bit more, but I am satisfied with this. I feel good about the 7.1. All right, number 9 now. We got number 9, Deep Down. And now we're getting into the later parts of this season, right? So now we're, what episodes 1 through 8, is that how it works? Each of the ratings are associated with an episode. So presumably things start to really go down in the later episodes. Let's check this one out.
命の悲鳴途絶えやみえ溶けたらことの葉を散らした深い深いまどろみへ眠れるよ赤い指でその目を閉じ恐れるように血に溺れる戒律のように傷口に降る雨のように痛みきさ見つけてさまよう群れの中で行き着く場所に行きつけないまままた一つかけたわからないばかりで拾うことなく渡してゆく涙届かない聞こえないすがりつく声呼び覚まされるとなくしたもの忘れた隙間に巣についている影いつからそこにいて笑ってた Very deep, 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 deep down
That is interesting. I don't know what I was expecting when I heard the beginning, but I feel like we rested in that breathy section for longer than I was expecting. And because we got time to, oh, there goes my camera, because we got time to breathe in that section and the transition from that, oh, Siri's not going crazy, because we spent time in that section and got to transition smoothly out of it into this more emotional section. The dynamics are there. There are not that many dynamics, but they are there. And they're very pleasant. All of it sounds good. This goes in the 8s for me. This goes in the 8s for me. Where does it go in the 8s? It might be, is it better than 3? Is it better than 3? It's better than 8.2. Is it better than 8.5? I think for what it is, it actually gets to 8.8. I think for what it is, it accomplishes everything it sets out to accomplish. There could be room for like additions that could bump it into the 9s. Right now, my brain is not easily able to like ascertain what that would be. I think maybe an electric guitar throughout that kind of builds and ascends along with the vocals and the emotions could accomplish that. But 8.8 is good. That you guys might not be expecting the way my brain works to work this way, but we are at 8.8. And we just have 3 more. We are in the quarter tail end of this thing. This has been fun. I like doing these. Comment down below if you'd like me to do more. Let's check this out. Dogland, ending number 10.
大体曖昧な感情労働を想像した結局命名が命令だなりくり構わん直さほら狂った呪いだ次は誰だ誰誰だでこんなざまで勝てるわけないよな
I can never spell rhythm.
僕が僕の心臓を君にあげるからもう一で溶かしてよこの胸のざわめきをいつか解いてよこの解けない呪いをもう一度その胸でギュッと抱いてさあさあ国をよはせて回れ身を焦がして恋して街に響け止まぬ雨のような明ける夜のようなうるさいファンファーレで街を襲えああいう目に心地の時が終わり全部見つけ出して壊したとしても知らない誰かが唇を切って旗を奪ってガセンだろさあさあ首をよはせて回れ身を焦がして子にして街に響け止まぬ雨のような明ける夜のようなうるさいファンファーレで街を襲えうるさいファンファーレで街を襲えそれをこれぐっと知ったのは君のせいだ
These are all so different from each other. It's like I feel like I've compared how many we're at 10 now. Apples to oranges to peaches to lemons to limes. Like nothing is. It is the same show, so that is the ballpark we're operating within. But it is like it's such a hard comparison to do. This goes in the 8s, just right away. This goes in the 8s. How high in the 8s? I think. Even just with like recency bias in mind. This is probably an 8.8, and this one unfortunately gets bumped down to 8.7. I think these two are very close, but number 10 here is so dynamic, and there's so many moments that not only subvert my expectations, but make the music sound more interesting and evolves it in a way that makes it better. I don't know. I'll go with 8.8. I feel like that's a solid rating. That's my gut feeling there. I wonder if I'll give a solid 10. A perfect song. A 10 out of 10 song. I've been known to do it. I have been known to do it. All right, number 11. Let's go.
Violence騒ぎいつまでも話足りないね終わりの先でも二人この気持ちだけでやけどしちゃいたいダーリン君だけ君は怖がらないでやっと出会えただきたい周りは見ないで目は開けたままでもいい涙溢れるほど注ぐ Blame no kiss Yeah Violence切り裂く引きちぎりまるで手術のようにそこに舌を入れて心まさぐられ二人だけのバイオレン
スInteresting. That one, strangely enough, so much of it was based on the drums and the bass and then that vocal performance there wasn't like room for anything else to really take hold. So it's in some weird sense kind of simple track, and it does the job, but it's kind of like maybe not average. Average would be like a 5, maybe a little bit higher than average. What are our ratings telling us? Is it? I'm trying to think right now. Is it in the 6s or in the 7s? I don't think I can comfortably put it in the 8s, just given the quality we've heard in the 8s. Man, I'm still remembering this one. Really amazing. I think this goes in the low 7s. Is it better than this one now, if we're in the low 7s? The strum spam, I can't spell here, highlight. Is it better than the strum spam song that was kind of genty and technical? I almost I think I have to give the edge to number 8 here, which means this gets a solid 7. Yeah, just a 7 right on the nose. I don't think it's in the 6s. For what it is, like the limited instrumentation here, it does a lot with the 3. There's more, obviously, but those are the 3 that really stand out in my mind. But it could have done more, right? Is that like a tactical error to not have done more? What is missing? Let me ask myself that question. What would be missing from this track that would have made it a true 7 or a higher 8? Maybe a bass solo. Does the absence of the bass solo drop it to a 6 though? I don't know. I'm feeling generous, so we'll leave it at 7. It could have been better though. There are moments that I think I'm just recalling now that could have popped a bit more. Okay, we're in the last one, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the reaction so far. This has been a really fun one for me to do. The last one here, Eve.
って断ちくり棘を刺すようなこの怒りなど焦燥の正体に夢と勘違いしたくなる心模様いつだってだってからの平原いつだってなんてかすらめいで大人になったって今みたいなタムデラタッタッタただ君のナンセンス感想みたいな視界をバックとバナナ復讐の正体が肺にのめり込んだみたいなマリーさえも寄りかかり合って生きてる人生いつをした衝動にめいて化けをまとったって役に立つ居場所があるんなら夜はまだ明けぬまま夢を見よう僕にだってね未来にかけて祈るような線光に目を向かす時にらせんでいてちぎり上がった少年あの頃みたいな今日がもう来ないとしてただ声を出してけ気楽に行こうぜ常識なくしゃんぜ聡明な瞳で世界は知る溢れるこの模様いざ迎えてくれよ拍手喝采で
it's 9 point something immediately, 9 point something. There was so much movement in that track, and like I wrote here, we kept arriving at these unique melodic checkpoints where we would hit a scale degree and maintain it, dance around it, but re-emphasize it. How am I gonna? What are in the 9s now? How can I? We have just 5 in the 9, so 9.2 for 5. Okay, so those are the only 2 songs that I've even put in the 9s. So how about this? Let's listen back to this ending number 5. I will reassess my rating for 5 and then for 12. And then we'll have the final ratings. Oh, okay, let's go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Listen to it again. See you do.
ちょ っと待ってやっぱ良くないって明日も続く地獄だね出口がない一体見つからないんだけどあなたなんか知ってる
思えば出会いは単純だった狐の酒を食らったように玉がクラクラクラしたそして目が合った
一瞬の進行と引き換えに一生と心臓を渡すのさ
永遠続くファンと悪夢目覚めた時あの空虫になっていたジャンクで汚れたこの声でうるせえガイアを黙らせるあんたがとやかく言わずともこちら側が殴り込んでやる孤独なやからと蔑んだ奴らの思考の外に出る愛だかなんだか知らねえが望み通り深く落ちてやるんだたどり着いたぜあんたのせいだけを追ってこの呪縛と束縛のかれてやるからちょっと待ってやっぱまたループ Like the backroom 憧れ出口はない実際まだ出れないんだけどあなたなんか知ってる
Okay, let's listen back to 12, but you guys are, I don't know if you're reading my comments in real time, I'll just say them out loud. So I noticed more jazziness in this track. I noticed more elements of auto in this track, especially in the way that we evolve from section to section. Those are all good things. That might bump this up even higher, but I'm going to leave it as is for now and just give the strict comparison between 5 and 12. So let's just listen back to 12.
盤上に立って立ちくり棘を刺すようなこの痛みなど焦燥の正体に夢と勘違いしたくなる心模様いつだってだってからのペイデンいつだってなんてかせばメイデン大人になったって今みたいな玉でラッタッタッタただ君のナンセンス感想みたいな視界をバックとバナナ復讐の正体が肺にのめり込んだみたいなマリーさえも寄りかかり合って生きてる人生依存した衝動にメイデン化けをまとったって役に立つ居場所があるんだ夜はまだ明けぬまま夢を見よう僕にだってね未来にかけて祈るような声援光に身を任せ時にはせんでいてちぎりをかした少年あの頃みたいな今日がもうこんなにとしてただ声を出してけ気楽に行こうぜ常識なんて知らんぜ聡明な瞳で世界を知る溢れるこの模様いざ迎えてくれよ拍手喝采で
12 takes the cake. 12 takes the cake. 9.6. That listening back to those two just back to back, I can, in my mind, I can clearly see that I prefer 12 to 5 here. And I didn't realize by how much. Oh, Jesus. You know, the like proper survey way to do this kind of thing would be to like perfectly counterbalance all of my orderings, all of the ways in which I react to and listen to each of the individual songs, how I do in sequence, and then re-listen to them again. It also could just mind fudge everything. So in a sense, this is, a first listens rating list, and I'm fairly happy with the results here. I think 12, if I could hear a full version of this song, that would be just amazing because it's happening so quickly. All of these like checkpoints that we're arriving at are happening every 10 seconds. And, there's 9 such checkpoints, so these things happen very rapidly. Give a song like this 5 minutes and this would like blow you away entirely. And it does blow you away for how short it is, but the point is it is short. And maybe this is just like the the like getting older part of me that doesn't prefer shorter songs like the TikTok version of songs. I prefer like more long form content in general. But this would sound really good. It would sound even better in a full version. But because I am giving my ratings on the shorter versions, 9.6 has to suffice. It has to do for that song. There's so many well elements here. You can reread my list of notes here. And if you guys ever have like questions about what do I mean when I say stuff, because I do be saying a lot of stuff that makes sense to me, may not make sense to you, you can always let me know. That one's my favorite. Eve is my favorite. So let's go down the list one more time so you guys have all of the ratings and you can make your comparisons. Put your ratings in the comments down below. So I had 7.8 for 1, 6.9 for 2, 8.5 for 3, 7.5 here, 9.2. So we only had 2 songs in the 9s. 8.2 for 6. 7 was the worst one for me. I think the voice just really, again, threw me out of it. I couldn't really invest more emotionally into a song where the vocals just like are immediately jarring to me in that way. 8, 7.1. 9 was 8.7. Number 10 was 8.8. So a lot in the 8s. I think we had the majority maybe in the 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's one third of the ratings are in the 8s. Oh, maybe a tie for 7 and 8 being the modes. That's all right. And then number 11 here was 7.0. And then lastly, 9.6. So we ended the 12 endings on the highest note, which is, I guess, the best way to do it. This is so different for me to do, but I hope you all enjoyed the style of video and format. It's also very interesting for me to not be speaking during my reactions, but typing out my thoughts. In a way, it feels, I wouldn't say more or less authentic. It is just a different way for me to express the thoughts that I have. And I kind of find it a bit comical because, I'm like typoing, I'm rewriting certain things, I'm rewriting my typos. Now I just can't speak at this point. I'll end the video here. I hope you all enjoyed the reaction. Subscribe if you did. And if you'd like to request a reaction yourself, please hit the link in the description box down below. And as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.